Okay, you're live.
What? Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. One sec, I'm just taking care of something and I'll be right with you. That's pretty good. We're trying to pace ourselves a little bit to start these a little bit slower, give people a chance to arrive, as it were. I think people get those little messages popping up on their screens that we're going live. We got me and the Willa over here. On your way over, can you grab my apron, please?
Of course.
Chef and Co. Canada, amazing blue apron. And don't forget the coffee. So we're not going to set our timer because I don't want to mess with other people's Alexas. But people are arriving. Very good. Hello. Hey, Sammy Sig is in the house. Hey, Sam. Samara was one of our awesome staff at the deli.
Oh.
So Samara may recognize this recipe, actually, because she would have helped to make it back in the day. And who else we have in there? Danielle is here. Hello, Danielle. Got to make it official.
Official.
Boom.
Very nice.
Thanks. Are you going to apron up or no?
No.
Whoa, okay. She's going commando today. Commando. I think it's almost time for another haircut, Willa.
Yeah? Maybe.
You know who's been cutting my hair? That's right.
Still hasn't divorced me.
She does a great job, and I think I'm not going to go back. Once you've had Willa, you don't go back.
Oh,
is that the saying goes?
What was his name in Markham?
So Eddie. Eddie is amazing.
Eddie's amazing.
Well, Howard is also amazing.
Yes.
Forget about Howard. Take these out. Leave me.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to take the jar.
It's like a little secret.
Yes.
What's going on?
So what is going on today is a lot of gratitude. So today is Sandwich Saturday.
Sandwich Saturday.
And this was also the end of my birthday week. This is my Iceland commemorative t-shirt. Yes. I happen to share a birthday with the entire country of Iceland. How cool is that?
It's amazing.
And Willa, for my 50th birthday,
took
me to Iceland to celebrate. And if I tell you that I was not in a mood to celebrate, it was a few months after we closed the deli on College Street.
Yeah.
I was in physical pain. I was walking with a cane. I had a really bad knee ache. I was in deep emotional pain as well. And we went to Iceland. After 3 days, I think I didn't use the cane any longer. We went to a different hot spring almost every single day.
It was an amazing trip.
It was a magical trip.
And
cannot recommend Iceland highly enough for
yes,
people.
And if you're gonna go, go and explore some of the off the beaten track areas.
What was your favorite part of Iceland?
He
says, already knowing the answer to the question.
I love the Western Fjords.
Yeah, me too.
They were just you kind of go up and then you go down into this fjord and there's like a little town and they go around and there's sheep everywhere just wandering.
And fjords.
And it just was the scenery was breathtaking. The just being in
scenery
the
around here is pretty good too.
Yeah. No.
So when Willa says off the beaten path,
Ninja Chef says happy birthday.
Who?
Ninja Chef.
Hey! How you doing, bruh? That's our man Nick Lou right there.
That is our man Nick Lou.
I'm thrown. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Nick. So the Western Fjord. One of the challenges with Iceland is that it's a very highly populated country, highly visited country.
Yes.
People tend to go on the ring road. Off the beaten path, Western Fjords, can't miss it.
Yeah.
We're going to get to our demo right here, right now. And this morning, actually yesterday, at our co-op grocery store, there's a young woman her name is Jamie. She came to Tofino from, I believe she's from Melbourne, Australia. And through the beginning of the pandemic, when the co-op started using a greeter in front of the restaurant, in front of the store, to welcome people. I'm just going to stir a coffee.
Coffee.
She was that greeter. And if you imagine a person from Australia coming to Tofino, her expectations of what she would find here wasn't a lockdown pandemic, wasn't being a greeter at the co-op.
True.
But her warmth and her personality and her smiles and her was so uplifting to a place and a group of people, I think, that was so in need of exactly that. And so this one's for you, Jamie, because when she asked me yesterday what we're going to do for Sandwich Saturday, I said, well, what's your favorite sandwich? And she said, well, I'm trying not to eat meat, so what kind of vegetarian stuff do you do? And I told her about our roasted vegetable Reuben, and her eyes lit up, and she was making notes. And I thought to myself, you know what? We'll do this for her. And also Dawn Henderson is somebody who has given us a lot of encouragement and a lot of love over the years. And she loved your Saturday pickup event ad that you created.
Oh,
and
so
Dawn
sweet.
is an ad pro, so I really appreciated her feedback on that.
So nice.
And Dawn actually also asked us for some
Really?
vegetarian options. She did.
I'm going to put my hair up because that's what you do when you're in the kitchen.
Thank you. It's funny you say that because Willa and I did a demo this week at Check TV here in Victoria, British Columbia. We're in Tofino right now. We went down to Victoria for a demo. We made a smoked beef brisket. We demonstrated how you do that, and I wore my white shirt and my
uniform.
Traditional deli hat right here. Yeah, remember that one? And I love it. I love being in uniform. I thought about today, like, did I want to wear the hat again and dress the part for you guys? Part of it for me is that I'm in my own kitchen here, so I don't feel the same need to be deli attired.
I can't imagine you, like, us cooking together and you wearing your deli hat.
Will it be weird for you?
It'd be weird for me.
Okay, so I'm going to wear it when we're out of the house. When we're in our own home, I could be a little more casual. Of course, I do wear an apron. That's what proper people do. And I'm glad the Will's got her hair up. Speaking, actually, we can give the coffee a plunge when you want.
Okay, wonderful. Love it.
Speaking of T-shirts, Willa is sporting the latest in Persinophile wear. You're not quite on the, there you go, thank you. Turn around. From the whole breast. Okay, the whole beast, fine. I'm a little boob obsessed, but that's my own issue. Whole Beast is our retailer #1 in Victoria, BC.
Yes.
Corey Pellin is the owner of that wonderful store. Corey gave us with his partners at the Village Butcher Shop in Oak Bay, Victoria. Oh, somebody just bought some mustard. Look at that.
Sorry, turn off that.
Yeah. No, don't turn it off. I like the sound of that. Yeah, no, I like the ringing of the mustard orders. Conrad, thank you so much. Conrad was one of your church mates, I believe, back in the day into Toronto. I like Conrad a lot. Thanks for good wishes. So Corey stepped up and ordered our mustards. If you're in Victoria, BC, please go to the Whole Beast in Oak Bay. Fabulous store. I can show you all the things that we have in our fridge that we bought from Corey. But for the demonstration today, we are proud to showcase Corey's homemade sauerkraut. He's got the ceramic pots on display right in the front of the store. He is as legit a chef and meat guy as you're going to want to meet. When Will and I went to see him on Tuesday, the guys were delivering the whole hogs in the side door. And I said, how cool is that? And Corey says, it's Tuesday. Cool as a cucumber, that guy. I wore the Whole Beast shirt on my birthday because I'm so proud to be associated with you, Corey, and so honored to find my name and my brand on your shelves. It's really a very big deal for me. So thank you very much for your support. We love you and we appreciate it. And again, if you're in Vancouver Island, go to the Whole Beast. You'll love Corey's stuff. To get on with the show, what you got? Joanne, meat alternatives are always good. Thank you, Joanne. That's exactly what we're showing people. And again, I'm not recipe obsessed. I am flavor obsessed. She's recipe obsessed. So we're kind of different people. And I believe in showing people the elements of food and the elements of flavor, and this is how things can work, but don't have to work if you have a different flavor. Should we tell the story? So Nick Lou's in the house. Should we tell the story about our first date?
You love that story.
We went to Dilo for our first date. Nick sent out a plate of
KFC.
Kentucky Fried Chicken feet. And I actually think it was Korean fried chicken feet. You remember it as Kentucky. I think it was actually Korean, but I'm not going to. Nick will
step in and set the record straight.
And I'm a bit of a talker, right? And I was kind of nervous. It's our first date. And Bro was nice enough to send me a nice dish to try and impress my date. But as I'm talking, Willa's eating these chicken feet.
They were good. I didn't want to go cold.
She's a very proper person. And never having eaten them before, she didn't know quite what to do or how to do it. And she was hoping that I would take a bite so she could...
just watch. I just wanted to see what you do.
She swallowed the bones.
Who
who spits out bones in the middle of the table?
Bones? And then on a first date. Who spits out bones on a first date?
So Nick, you're awesome. Thank you very much for putting her on the spot. I mean, she married me anyway. So.
I did, and you know what? I survived. You can eat the bones, but it's not like you do it. That's what I learned.
There you go. So before we get the sandwich started, we're actually going to do some eggplant conversation right here. So for our roasted veggie Reuben, Willa earlier today roasted up some zucchini, some red onions. She also roasted the red pepper. Now this one, while I'm talking eggplant, why don't you take the skin off of the...
Yeah, I can do that.
So Willa blistered the skin on the red pepper and using the broiler inside our oven. And hey, Monica's here. Nice to see you, Monica. Yeah.
Like that.
So nice char, and then it'll lift the skin off of the red pepper. And then we put a piece of a plastic wrap on top of the bowl. The steam from the hot pepper will loosen the skin, so it should be able just to peel off.
So people can see.
Yeah, and while we're on the subject, I'm going to show you how we're going to roast our eggplant. Hopefully we'll be able to do it in due time. I'm going to turn the broiler right up, and Will and I are going to quite dangerously share a cutting board here.
Okay, I'm gonna move all the way to the side so we don't kill each other. I want
truer words. I like that. So we don't kill each other. That should be the theme of our
tagline.
That's right, tagline. So I want to tell you that I love eggplant. It's one of my favorite vegetables, and there's so much you can do with it. On a barbecue, phenomenal. Roasted in the oven, fantastic. Boiled, never. But
how would you boil it?
I see you're paying attention, and you passed.
Just checking.
Will pays attention to everything. So I'm cutting the eggplant into what would you say, 3/4 inch?
Yeah, that's what 3/4 inch.
3/4 inch slices, all the way from tip to tail, from north to south. And it used to be that you would have to salt eggplant for a few hours and sweat out some of the bitterness before
bitterness?
using it. Yeah.
I always assumed it was water.
Well, water, bitterness. You say tomato, I say tomato. There you go. Neither of us says tomato. So you don't have to do that. And it's not just... So to roast the eggplant...
Okay.
We put the little victims on our roasting plate here. Mm-hmm. And we got some mayonnaise on it. We need way more oil than this one.
Okay, well, I didn't realize we were...
It's okay. Eggplant will soak up a lot of oil. And you want to be a little bit careful that you don't... You're just going to brush a little bit on, not tons and tons.
Which is why the brush comes in handy. I remember when I first started doing eggplant, I didn't have a brushy brush. And I just kind of like sprinkled the oil on, and then you get these like weird, globby, oily parts.
And after you've brushed your eggplant and got the oil pretty much distributed, you'll see that the way the eggplant just soaks up all the oil in a huge way. We are going to sprinkle and season with salt, and the salt will stick a little bit better now that the eggplant has been oiled. I turn the broiler setting on in the oven, and I'm going to broil the eggplant Get a nice golden brown on there. And while we're doing that, we're going to start to assemble the rest of the sandwich. So super easy, and we're going to do it exactly the same way that we did our meat Reuben sandwich, which is to say, starting with a couple of pieces of bread. In this case, this is the rye bread that Janice Mansfield made for us in Victoria for our demo at Capital Lion. Janice, thank you so much. She's a wonderful baker. She works at Discovery Coffee and Yoni's Donuts in Victoria, an institution. And
my banners, so you can see rye bread.
Oh, there you go, rye bread. Now, Willa actually has a rye bread starter.
I do.
In the oven. When are you gonna actually like?
I want to do it. The thing is, I want to do a practice loaf. I don't want to lead everyone down this like weird garden path of like. I know.
I'm the garden path leading guy.
I just worry. I just worry, guys.
So I'm gonna use some mayo, as we showed you in our previous demo with the Reuben. I always use mayonnaise to butter the outside of the bread instead of butter. Mayonnaise is crisper. It's cheaper, it's less likely to burn, and it tastes great. And it's pretty much the only way. I'll eat mayonnaise this way, and I'll also put it into tuna fish or salmon salad, and that's just about the only way I'll eat mayonnaise, pretty much. Yeah, not my favorite food.
Well, I think I feel like historically people tend to over mayonnaise things, so.
They do. Now, we have, as well as I tell you, this broiling the eggplant idea, brilliant. It's working out really, really well. We are also going to use our AMT pans, which bills itself as the best pans in the world. And I have to tell you, I would not argue with that fact. The AMT pans are fantastic, very thick. They hold the heat really well. I love me some onions. They tell you in the instructions to crank it up to high heat for 2 minutes and then bring it down a little bit, which is what I've done.
Okay, there's our, oops.
Peppers are good. Okay, so why don't you start assembling some.
Let me, so, what else we got on here? Rye bread, Russian dressing.
Russian dressing.
So does that go on next?
So the Russian dressing will go on the inside of the sandwich, and I've just mixed in with it some of our Kaplansky's mustard. Why? Because it was sitting in my fridge, and we brought it out the other day, and it was sort of drying out, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to throw it in with the Russian dressing because that's how I roll. And it's going to add nice flavor as well as texture. So you're going to smear both sides.
Both sides?
Of the inside of the bread. And part of what the Russian dressing will do, obviously, is flavor. It will also be a barrier so that the moisture and juices from the vegetables, especially like the sauerkraut's quite juicy, the peppers are quite juicy.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of water come off the mushroom as well.
Right, exactly. So I will cut them both up.
Okay, so I've got some Russian dressing on there. What else we got on here?
So I'd just say go right ahead and you got your list, or
yeah, but I kind of made up the list on the fly. So I'm just gonna scroll through it. There's our roasted eggplant being listed. Do we need to oil the other side?
Yeah, so I'm just flipping it over, and I'm going to, it'll cook a little bit faster.
Yeah.
If I oil up the other side as well, and oil and salt.
So,
go ahead.
Now it's, as I assemble two at once. My guess is that one is for you and one is for me. Is that right? like these sides.
Oh, well, they're both for me.
No, I meant the sides that I've covered with Russian dressing.
So I would put Russian dressing on both.
Aha, see?
So that's one sandwich that you're making.
That's one sandwich. Okay.
And we're going to, like we did with the meat Reuben, we're going to fry it or sort of pan fry it, open face.
Ah, I see. Okay. What else? Zucchini, some onions.
And so, you know, whatever roasted vegetables you have at home, whatever you like to use. For me, zucchini works beautifully. Red pepper, mushrooms, classics.
Okay, sauerkraut.
What did you forget in there?
I think I've got, other than eggplant, I have everything other than cheese.
Okay, onions.
Onions are there.
Perfect. You're good.
And I'm gonna add some sauerkraut and then cheese.
Sauerkraut, cheese. That's it.
So what side does the cheese go on?
Whatever side you want.
Does it make sense for it to melt into the sauerkraut, or do we want it to melt into the other side?
Whatever you want.
You're so frustrated.
So I like the spicy pimento cheese. Will's going to go with the mozzarella. This is what we have in our fridge instead of a proper Swiss cheese. And I would say just go right into the pan with it.
Now you're going to wait for the, I'm going to make up your sandwich, but you're waiting for the eggplant to come out, right?
I guess so. So we're going to do one with eggplant, one without eggplant, is what I'm hearing now?
Yeah, mine is
Eggplant free.
Eggplant free. Though I do like eggplant, don't get me wrong.
You're not anti-eggplant?
Not anti-eggplant. And maybe I'll add some after we've done cooking it.
Now, instead of usually we like to garnish our sandwiches with a pickle, but I'm going to use today a pickled carrot.
I love pickled carrots.
Spicy pickled carrots from BC Brine Preservation Co. These are people that, this is a product we found in Corey's store at the Whole Beast.
That's right.
In Victoria. And I'm going to give my first user the pop. I haven't opened it yet.
Nice crunch.
Really nice crunch. Great product.
Spice. That's really nice.
Fantastic. We also roasted up a head of garlic while we were roasting all the vegetables. And you just do that simply by brushing a head of garlic, whole, unpeeled. Smell that? With a little bit of olive oil. And
yeah, keep going. I just thought of something.
Go ahead.
Well, I as I was putting on the mushrooms, I realized that we had a debate about whether we should remove the mushroom. What were they called?
The ribs.
The ribs. Do you remove the mushroom ribs when you're roasting? We didn't. I don't think it matters too much, but maybe is there a reason why you would or why you wouldn't?
It's just all the spores. I don't think it's a big deal. I've seen chefy guys take a spoon and scoop out all those ribs inside a portobello mushroom. Did you know that a portobello mushroom is exactly the same as a regular field mushroom?
I heard that.
It's just overgrown.
Just really, really big?
Right.
How much sauerkraut do you want on here?
That's perfect. That's enough.
Okay.
And the eggplant is ready to go.
Okay, I'm going to put on one piece of cheese on one side.
And what you could do, actually, if you wanted to, you could do an eggplant in the middle of yours.
I think that's probably what I'll do. Okay, I'm going to get you some space to do your thing. Here. Get rid of this. Compost.
So the broiler function on your oven is typically, you know what, I'm not sure this is quite done enough.
No?
Might leave it in for another minute.
Okay.
The broiler function on your oven is often underutilized. And it's a great way to use high heat and get things to be golden brown without taking forever to do it or to have to go out onto a barbecue. We're just going to give that another couple of minutes. And
sure. Do we want to start cooking yours?
Yeah,
Have an eggplant in the middle too?
That's exactly what we'll do. Perfect. Also, the hot eggplant will help to melt the cheese if the melted cheese is an issue for you. And while we're doing that, actually, I'll show people how you harvest your roasted garlic.
Yes.
So I've just cut off the top of the head of garlic. You can see there's all these little beautiful tips. We're going to try and save all of it.
I'm going to eat enough carrot.
Yeah, do it. And then just squeeze all the heads, cloves, I should say, of garlic. Nice.
No, I was admiring your garlic.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to smell like garlic all day, so I'm glad you like it. And then this will, of course, go into the composter. And that is roasted garlic right there. So we could have, if we wanted to, there was an idea that I had that I didn't quite share with Willa. We could puree this.
Yeah.
And turn it into a bread spread on its own. So if we hadn't put the Russian on, before we put the Russian on, we could have just rubbed that roasted garlic directly into the bread. So nice to have Nick stop by today.
I know. He seemed to he gave some embarrassed emojis after we told our story about the Kentucky Fried Chicken beef.
So funny, eh? I love that. I mean, I love the fact that we went for our first date to your restaurant, and
it was great. It was, there's so many restaurants in Toronto that we both miss, and Nick's restaurant is definitely in that list.
And plus the lounge upstairs. What do you call the lounge upstairs?
Oh, I don't know if it was beautiful.
Yeah, we love to go upstairs. Nick's team is always fantastic. They always take great care of Will and I, and so we have lots of gatherings and parties in his upstairs lounge.
Yeah. Well, we lived around the corner, which was another really wonderful reminder of the start of a relationship, and then great food.
Yeah, great food. Nick is an awesome chef. Actually, Nick featured a Kaplansky. What did he do? He did like a smoked meat spring roll.
Ooh.
Is it or no? It was a Big Mac bow, something like that, where he did a smoked meat in a bun, and we used to give him the smoked meat when he first started, and that was really a super huge honor for us to be on Nick's menu. Top guy, and we actually were in Newfoundland with Nick as well.
Love Nick.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's what we want to see. Good. So this is roasted eggplant, fresh out of the oven. Nice golden brownishness to it.
Nice and
properly
soft,
cooked, exactly. Let's just cut that in half. We'll put one half on the side. Turn off the oven now. And
it's like little eggplant steaks.
It's like little eggplant sticks. It's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. And should we check and see how we're doing? Golden brown. Ooh, golden brown. This looks really nice.
Oh yeah.
Actually. Yeah. I think we can wrap this baby up.
Excellent. Let's do that.
Okay. So this was your sandwich went on first, right?
Yeah.
This is Willa's bottom, and this is Willa's top.
Okay.
And you have to do the hoochie coochie and turn yourself around. I mean,
well, I'm gonna
put one on top of the other.
Let you
get out of the way.
Get out of the way, Kaplansky. Well, you have a hot plate.
Hot plate coming through. Okay. Look at this. Look at the woman that I married, friends. Yes. Ooh, okay, a little on the Cajun side, but no, that's gonna be hard to cut.
That's why we have a sharp knife. Oh, that's gonna be really doing it. Maybe. It's totally slipping away from me.
Here, you don't hear Willa? Use this. Using a bread knife means you don't have to push as hard. You just let the knife do the work.
Babe.
That's not a sandwich. That's like a mountain of vegetables.
It's alive. No, it's not alive. That's the whole point.
There you go.
I'm through.
I'll get your plate.
Yes, please. One side looks okay. One side kind of looks like I've like I'm a toddler.
There you go.
See? There we go.
Roasted vegetable Reuben sandwich, Russian dressing, roasted vegetables, sauerkraut from the whole beast. Corey, thank you again. I am going to avoid the mistake that I'm going to avoid the situation that Willa created by not cutting mine at all.
Look at you.
Right?
Brave man. I'm just gonna reassemble mine.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I totally made such a huge mess.
Warren Rudd is in the house. Warren is another of our vegetarian friends. Warren has to be loving our veggie Reuben. Jimmy Craig says, "Where's the beef?" The beef is in the fridge. We've actually got one whole brisket that's currently being cured, brined, preserved, part of our brisket babysitting club. And we have another piece that's already been done. We're going to show these guys. We teased a picture of our knish today.
Did we?
I was running out of time. I had to post a picture, and I chose that one. Sorry, a bit of a head fake, people. But this is so good.
Oh my goodness.
Stay tuned.
The Russian dressing and the sauerkraut just give like such a nice tang to it. And I love roasted veggies. Like, it's such a great way to eat them. And to make a sandwich Saturday sandwich appearance.
Janice Mansfield, perfect rye bread. Corey Pellin, amazing sauerkraut. Willa Bradshaw, best wife in the world. I could not be more grateful. And, you know, I've literally spent hours this week
I have to wash my hands because I'll just keep eating it. It's so good.
sending messages to all the people who sent me birthday love. I still haven't gotten to all of them to say thank you. If I haven't gotten to yours yet, I promise I'll do my best. It was this birthday in Iceland, my 50th, was the best ever. The one, my 51st, last year in Markham, Ontario, with Nicole and Callum and their family, was the best ever. This birthday this year, with Willa and all the things that we did together, was the best ever. So I want to thank Willa especially, but everybody for all of your love, all of your support, all of your encouragement along our journey. It hasn't been easy, but it's a lot of fun. Anything else we want to say to these kind of people before we let them go?
I don't think so.
There is one.
Yeah?
My radio show tomorrow is called Unprepared here on Tough City Radio. I just added it to my Facebook work profile. Thanks for all the love I've gotten for that. We're going to have Dan and Bushra Savard, who are the couple who own and operate the Swept Away Inn. This is where Will and I had dinner in Port Alberni, about 2 hours away from us here in Vancouver Island. And the Swept Away Inn is a tugboat, a converted tugboat that Dan and Bushra operate. Bushra is Moroccan. They're
just the most amazing meals. It's operated as a B&B, but they'll make you dinner if you want dinner. And I mean, because of COVID, they're doing amazing takeout meals, and you have to order them like 3 days in advance. And they're knocking it out of the park. I really love
And they have a great story. You know, neither one of them were restaurant owners. Neither one of them were boaters or hoteliers, and they reinvented themselves and created this really magical experience at the Swept Away Inn in Port Alberni. Tune into my radio show tomorrow, toughcityradio.rocks, TUFF, cityradio.rocks, if you want to listen live on the internet. I'm loving being part of Cam and Kim's Tough City Radio. That's the couple who own the station here in Tofino. If you want to come on the show, Let me know what your story's all about. Let me know why my listeners want to hear from you, how you're going to engage and interest and inspire the people who listen to the radio show. We have Mustard Monday coming up on Monday. We haven't quite decided what we're going to do for that. I think we should do a rye bread demo at some point, Willa.
I will try to start my starter.
Oh, actually, we're going to be traveling on Monday,
so
we're going to have to pre-record it.
We are.
Either this afternoon or tomorrow.
Well, you know what we'll do? Then we'll try rye bread, and if it's not the one that you see, it means that the rye bread failed. Yeah, I know. I agree. I want to shut the camera off so we can just continue eating without everyone having to watch me eat.
Janice's rye is fantastic.
It's so beautiful.
Delicious sandwich. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 7 of Sandwich Saturday.
7 weeks strong.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Willa.
Bye, Willa.
Thanks for coming.